What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So I think it's time to reveal the new project. I got a new vehicle for some builds and some more content. The BMW is still here. It's going to be getting its tune, a contacted motive, and everything's going to be going through with that. So we started working on the new project. Now I got a bunch of parts in. I'm going to put a ton in today. I got new wheels, tires, all kinds of stuff for the thing. So here is the new project. 2013 F-150 EcoBoost. Like I said, I got new wheels, tires for the thing. Doing a lot of stuff to clean it up and getting rid of the chrome and new headlights, intakes. This video I'm going to be doing the intake install and possibly the headlights. If not, the headlights will be in the next video along with a couple other things. Got a tuner for it. I'm getting it tuned. That's just regular cloth tape, stuff like that. Came with the bed cover on it, which I don't know if I'm gonna keep or not. It's kind of faded, so I might probably change it out. It's kind of hard to close and stuff. It's really muddy right now, but I am gonna be taking off road too. It came with these big mirrors on it. So stay tuned for content with this coming along. It's gonna be a fun project. I'm excited to take it off road a bit. I'm gonna be racing some things in it actually, because these EcoBoosts, they rip pretty hard once you put a tune on them and downpipes and intake and stuff. So it's gonna be a fun project. And like I said, guys, the Beamer is still here. I know I've said on a video before I put new tires on, some Tire R888Rs, but they stick pretty good actually. All right, so here is the new intake. We got AFE power on. This will be the intake tube. Came with this sweet license plate thing. Some couplers. Intake's gonna be in here. Instructions you probably won't need. Okay, some stuff for vehicles I don't have. Diesel and I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna get this out and get it presentable, and then we're gonna start digging into the truck. It should be pretty simple. It looks like the tube this is replaced and just connects there and there. The airbox obviously comes out, which is just a few bolts. So this shouldn't be too much of a problem to take all this stuff off. The only thing I may be seeing is maybe connected under there. I don't know. I'll have to take some bolts off and see where everything goes, but it should be a pretty simple install. And it's pretty dirty under here and get it cleaned up, but there's the EcoBoost motor. Here's all the stuff that's okay. So here's all the stuff that's laid out. So they got the big tube. This license plate thing. I don't know why that's here, but I don't know. This is the box that goes in. Got the giant filter. Looks like some kind of rubber insulation. Coupler, another coupler, and then just some bands. So I think the first thing we're gonna do is loosen up all these clamps on here. This looks like a 10, but I will confirm that. And unplug this, and then we will go from there once it's all loosened up. Yeah, right, so the 10, I guess, wouldn't fit over it for some reason. I don't have to remove behind it. So let's grab the flat head, and I'm going to be unscrewing it with the flat head. All right, so this is loosened up. I loosened up this one too. The other one's down there, and the motor's still a little bit hot, so I'm not gonna wait and do that yet. But next I'm going to just take off the 3 clips for the airbox. There's that, and then there's one over on this side. And then we're gonna remove the entire top of the airbox as one unit. I'm disconnected from here and just remove this whole thing off. Okay, next we have to remove this temperature sensor. It is a 530 seconds. I don't know if I can pull it up on here, which side it's on. Yeah. 530 seconds. So that should take this bolt off, and the temperature sensor just slide right out. There we go. And the sensor out. So we're gonna probably use this into the new error area. Probably, is it gonna be right up there? No, probably not up there. Up there, so I'm not gonna open it up yet, but next we're gonna have to, I think, connect a couple things. So we're gonna start to build this whole thing. All right, so now we're going to take these 6x25mm bolts and connect this with this airbox, and you just use the bolts, the washers, and the lock washers have to all go on. So once I get done with that, I'll be right back. This is how it's set up. Lock washer, regular washer, bolt, They're gonna sit on the intake side, and the top of the bolt is a 10mm socket. I confirmed that. So let me get this back together. Kind of hard to record and work tools at the same time, but I'll show you the finished. All right, so here they are plugged in. I'm just gonna ratchet them in, and then we should get into the next step. The next step, I believe, is putting on the insulation thing right here. All right, so now they're secured down. I feed like these little bolts here, so that looks like probably a little bit tighter, but I don't know how tight you're supposed to make them because the plastic is pliable, so it will squish. I don't know. A couple more turns on that. Come on. That's pretty tight. That's pretty tight too, so I don't know. Should be good. So next I'm going to put this insulation. It's going to go around the edge of this. So I guess trying to help a little bit of the cold air. All right, so on one end of this, you can see it'll split enough to fit the metal in. So you're just going to feed it basically from up here, around, and down. So this just pushed down, a little bit of effort. It doesn't really go on the corners quite well, but as long as it goes around the corners, I mean, it's not going to be life or death for the little tiny air leak, because it's not doing much. So next I'm going to attach the filter inside of there. So the intake is on. It just slid right on over the opening. And I've got to tighten this clamp so that it doesn't fall off. And we can take out the other hoses over here. This one and that one. I'm going to put on the new couplers, and then we could probably slide the box in. I might try to clean this out a bit because it's kind of dirty. I don't think this comes out at all, so it's kind of shitty in there, so I'm gonna try to clean that out. But all right, so that's tightened down as much as it's gonna get on. Things like kind of slippery, I guess, but like it's on there. Next I have to install the temperature sensor right in there. They come with another bolt to put on, so I'll install that bolt, which is the last bolt that came with, is the M6 and like a small things, lock washer and a small washer. All right, so now that I pulled these out, I think I'm supposed to leave those in, but the couplers got to go on. So you put the smaller one on the top, the big side out, and then obviously the big one on the bottom. It's this universal size, and then you use the clamps that came with it. The smallest clamp for this part, and then bigger medium size one for that, and the two big ones for that. So I'll get these couplers on, and then we'll get the intake in the box. All right, so the two couplers are secured now. So now she's got to put the airbox in and secure the couplers on there, and then just go into here. It'll clip on with these things, and then the slats that come on the box will go into these. And I'll sit in there. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit. I could have done a better job, but like it's better than it was. It's still kind of dirty in there, but that's what the filter's for, right? And here she is installed. I put the clamps on, shoved it in there. Clamps, tighten. Like I said, this goes right into this little airbox thing, and then these clips are supposed to, like that, keep it in place. Another one over here, if I could reach it. Up. There we go, it's on, that's good on. Nice and tight on there. And there is the AFE intake install. I should probably plug this back in, can't forget that. Definitely need that sensor plugged back in, but nice presentation. Has a sweet AFE plate on there, sweet AFE sticker. So make sure you know it's AFE. So hopefully get a little more power out of this once. It'll be better once I get the tune. We're definitely gonna get some more turbo sounds. I can get a couple of revs later, and yeah, we're gonna move on to the next project. We're probably gonna do these headlights. I brought some new headlights. I'm just gonna swap them out. Pretty simple. It's just a few bolts, and that should be it. I can get some new horns for it. It's kind of rusty, but I can still mount the horns on there. Bought some new horns, and like I said, I'm getting a tune, like actual custom tune from 5-Star Tuning. So there we go. Intake installed. Right, here driving it now, it definitely makes some cool intake noises. Let's go from a stop. You have to hear the turbo just like spooling more content. It's more like a diesel-y turbo spool now. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. I'm gonna separate the videos on the intake and the headlight install, so I get a couple videos. See the headlights right there, those spider headlights. So look forward to that in the next video. And thanks. Got the intake noises going, so it sounds pretty cool now. So next step, I guess, is getting the tune on and